Oh boy, go live, go live. I go live.
Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to News Wrap Up on Aspheric TV. I am Dio Olujo Ekani. Good evening, Uncle Mustilala.
Good evening, Dio.
How's been your day?
My day, fantastic.
I think fine. I also think you should still tell me Happy International Women's Day and also every woman outside right now.
I don't know why women are so sensitive when it comes to anything celebration. They would like to hear. As we are talking now, some couple, they will have some little misunderstanding saying, honey, you didn't tell me, you didn't wish me.
Happy International Women's Day. Well, let's go down to what we have for today. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja today sacked Governor David of Ebonyi of Ebonyi State and his deputy, Dr. Ighoho, for dumping the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. Delivering judgment today, Justice Ighoho ordered Umahi and his deputy to immediately vacate their offices, asking INEC to replace them with a candidate from PDP. He held that the total number of 393 42 votes Umahi secured during the March 9, 2019 governorship election in Ebonyi State belongs to the PDP and cannot be transferred to the APC. Well, it was said that following the outcome of the governorship election, the office of the governor and deputy governor in Ebonyi State belonged to the plaintiff and no other political party. He insisted that there is no constitutional provision that made the ballot transferable from one party to the other, while ordering Umahi and Ighoho to immediately vacate their positions. Justice Ighoho held that the PDP is bound to retain the votes and mandate that was given to it by electorate in Ebonyi State. The judge ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to immediately receive from the PDP names of persons to replace Umahi and his deputy, or in the alternative conduct a fresh gubernatorial election in Ebonyi State in line with section 177C of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The court further restrained both Umahi and Kelechi from further parading themselves as governor or deputy governor of Ebonyi State.
This is beyond laughable.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we are talking about a governor that has less than 2 years to go. You understand? And now a legal precedent has been set whereby he's expected to vacate his seat because he defected from PDP to APC. And the court is now saying that, look, the mandate handed to him wasn't for him as a person, as David Umehi, but to the party. Invariably, henceforth, we are going to see a situation whereby defection is going to be very difficult. If you are defecting, if you are leaving, it means, if you are leaving party A to party B, it means you are going to vacate your office. That is what today's judgment means. Although he has a constitutional right to appeal the case, which I expect him to do that in days or weeks to come. He's going to do that. But it's a good landmark judgment. At least it will deter politicians from jumping the ship from one party to another party. You know, before, let me say, in 2014 or 2015 to 2016, there was room for defection here and there. And what the previous judgment, I can't cite the particular judgment now, what the judgment held was a situation whereby a party is having internal crisis. There is bound for the members of that political party to jump ship. But in the case of David Umehi, as at the time he left PDP for APC, PDP wasn't in any known crisis. PDP was one. PDP doesn't have a leadership crisis. And even in the state, he, as a governor, was the head of the party within the state. His position was not under any threat, but he left the party. I believe the people that pursue the case, we should commend them, and we should also commend the governor himself. We are going to see serious legal battle days, weeks to come. A very serious one. It's not going to end at this judgment. It will proceed to the appeal court, from the appeal court to the Supreme Court. Let's wait and see.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for that. The House of Representatives has revoked its decision on 3 gender bills in the Constitution amendment. The U-turn is coming after following the outcry, the rejection of women-related bills generated. The bills are for citizenship, the bill seeking to amend Section 26 of the 1999 Constitution to provide for citizenship by registration for foreign spouses of Nigerian women. Affirmative action is number 2. The bill proposes an amendment to Section 223 of the Constitution to provide 35% affirmative action to ensure women occupy at least 35% in political party administration. Indigenship. The bill seeks to amend the Constitution to allow a woman to become an indigene of her husband's state after at least 5 years of marriage. Femi Gbajabiamila, the Speaker of the House, said the bill will be reviewed in the next voting on the Constitution amendment coming up in 4 weeks. How did you say that?
Well, there is this saying that empower a woman, educate a woman, empower the nation.
Yes.
So women, today is their International Women's Day. at least
break the bias.
The bias. They have been able to prove their mark from this. Since last week that the bill was rejected, they have been coming out almost on daily basis to protest at the National Assembly. Although the aim of their protest, forget about some other clause here and there. What they're after is that particular Section 35 of the affirmative plan of giving them 35% affirmative in all the political appointments. I know women, I'm not saying they are selfish, I'm not saying this so, but if you look at them very well, what the particular aspect that concerns them is that particular one. You understand? What it means is that starting from the 3 tiers of the government, starting from the local government, it means 35% of the slot should be allocated to the women. Coming to the state again, we are talking about political appointees. 35% should be reserved for the women. Coming to the federal level, 35% too should be reserved for the women. And even elected positions too, 35% should be dedicated to the women. That is the aspect that concerns them. But apart from that, there are some other aspects which has been controversial. All along, we have been dealing with that. Regarding state of origin of the spouse.
After 5 years.
After 5 years before you can... ordinarily, that particular part, to me, is unfriendly. Ordinarily, once a woman is married to a man from a particular state, automatically becomes a indigene of that particular state. But you discover that it's not always like that. I could remember then, over Diezeni, well, the husband is from Imo State, and she is from Bayelsa. The position she occupied from Bayelsa people kicked against her that she's married to a man from Imo. They mounted so much pressure on Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan to make sure that she was removed, that she's enjoying their slot. And these are some of those discriminations, should I say, gender insensitiveness to women. So that particular, rejecting that bill was uncalled for. They should review it. They have accepted to review it, to look into it, to say, look, this thing must be done the right way. Nigeria is a member of a civilized nation. We can't be left behind. Being a woman shouldn't be a situation whereby a barrier. We should tear down those barriers that negate the growth of women. If we cannot empower women, the possibility of achieving that girl-child education will be jeopardized. That is what it means. In some parts of Nigeria today, you discover that women's voice are unheard. Women, it's not like a law, but it's like the society is against the women. So we should be able to set an example for our younger generation of women. We shouldn't make it a situation whereby being a woman should come with a limitation. No. Women should be empowered. Today is a International Day for the Women. That's Femi Gbajabiamilala's promising to look into the bill is necessary.
A video has emerged online where Knight Andrew, the driver of Bus Rapid Transit BRT, where Oluwa Bamishe Ayowole was abducted and murdered, confessed to his involvement in the sad incident. The latest video spotted online contradicts the earlier statement he made regarding the death of Bamishe during an interview with TVC. Well, Andrew, after his arrest on Monday, had denied being responsible for the death of the 22-year-old fashion designer. Well, the BRT driver had claimed that the bus was hijacked at gunpoint by some unknown individuals. He further stated that the gunmen forced him to keep driving and later dumped Bamishe's lifeless body on the bridge where she was later found. However, in this new video, Andrew disclosed that Bamishe forced herself out of the bus through the back door and he was afraid to report the case because of the dirty act he has done. When you saw the video this morning, you asked that is this believable?
It's because I knew quite okay that there's incoherence in his statement. You understand? If indeed the operator of the BRT buses in Lagos, it's not like a mushroom company. It's a formidable company whereby, and the man himself, Mr. Nice himself, he speaks so eloquently like an educated person.
Yeah.
So, which it means that he's learned. If indeed he believed that he was forced at the gunpoint to drop the girl, at least nothing stopped him from reporting the incident to his management. And if let's assume that if it was during closing hours that he cannot reach to his management, at least he should report to the nearest police station, of which he did not do that. That was why Anan said, look, there's more to this guy's narrative than what he's saying. And now the facts are beginning to emerge. When the police conduct further investigation, they will uncover some other, whether he has some people that assisted him or he did it a solo offense committed by him only. Sad that Bamishe is no more alive. At least the lady herself, she used her intelligence to at least, when she sensed some foul play along the line, she decided to at least use her phone wisely to communicate with her friends that, look, this is a situation I found myself in. At least she tried her own best.
It's actually necessary for people to, for someone close to you to know where you are at a particular time. Yeah. Because anything can actually happen. So someone should know where you are.
In this case, even if they should know her movements, except if they are using a tracker to track her movement on a BRT. Otherwise, we are talking about mobility, whereby the bus is moving from one point to another point. So she had already done her own best by communicating with her friends to say, look, this is what is happening. It's just that it's sad that we have some evil-minded people, mindless people that are bent on killing taking life of their fellow human being because of one thing or another thing. So who will tell me that the lady jumped from the bus herself? No.
What he said was that after he had committed the evil act, she was crying out for help. Then she forced herself out of the vehicle. Then
she went missing on the 26th. You understand? And her dead body was just found. So it means he abducted her, kept her somewhere. It means probably he must have used drug and drug her, injected her somehow, took her off away from the bus. I don't see the possibility of him acted alone.
Because if she had forced herself out of the bus, people around would have raised alarm.
Well, people will, even because I believe she was intelligent enough. You understand? So there's more to it.
There's more to it.
There's more to it.
Well, President of Ukraine, Zelensky, has promised to remain in his country's capital, Kiev, despite the current unrest. In a video message, Zelensky said that he would not hide his whereabouts and he was not afraid of anyone. I quote him, "I'm staying in Kiev. Today is the 12th night of our struggle, our defense. We are all on site. Everyone is walking. Everyone is where he has to. I am in Kiev. My team is with me." Well, Zelensky had earlier called for the return of Ukrainian soldiers on foreign mission. The statement released by the president's office said the highly professional military would be needed in the fight against Russian aggression. He further stated that they would continue in their peace talks with Russia because they are realists. We are realists. That's why we are going to talk. We will insist on negotiations until we find a way to say to our people, this is how we come to peace. Every day of fighting creates better conditions for Ukraine. It's courageous. Should we say that?
It's, he has been a comedian before he became
became a
president with 75% votes. It means is enjoying overwhelming support of all Ukrainians. And if you look at it very well, since the beginning of the war, he has been able to exert that influence on almost every Ukrainian. So even when American advised to say, look, leave the country because the Russians will come after you, he said, no, I'm not leaving, I will stay. And he has been staying, giving that it's like a morale booster to every Ukrainian. Just imagine if he had left when American told him to say leave. By now, the war must have ended with victory on the part of the Russians. But today, things based on the plan by the Russians, I don't think the war is going as planned by the Russians, because Zelensky has stayed behind. He has remained in Kiev. He has been talking. He has been making videos to kind of encourage every Ukrainian to say, look, go out and defend your land. It's our land. The invaders must be shamed from here. So, and if you look at it very well, from what he has been doing, the military, he has been like encouraging them, being a morale booster to the military and to virtually every Ukrainian. So we should commend him.
Then it's courageous.
Yeah, it's not naive. He has proved his mark. It's not naive at all. There's no sign of being cowardness on his part. People, I don't even Putin himself, I believe he must have seen that, look, this young president, he should be a naive or he should be a coward. Being someone that has never had the military past, rather he was a comedian, from comedy to the presidency. Well, look at what he's proving his mark. From that very moment that when Americans said, look, leave, and he insisted on staying, and he has been staying. Since that very day, I knew quite okay that this guy is not just in the leader, but a situational leader. When we mean a situational leader, every situation that arises, you should be able to fit into the situation.
Thank you everyone for staying with us on News Wrap Up. Thank you, Uncle Mustilala.
Thank you, Dayo.
I am Dayo Olujuwo Ekuni, and he is
Mustafa Abdul Malik.
Do have a blessed day.